For today's group adventure, we find ourselves in a place known as the Celebrity Car Museum in Branson, Missouri. A place that has a ton, I'm talking a ton of screen-used vehicles from some of the movies that have terrified us, enthralled us, took us on adventures, creeped us out. And well, you know what? Let's just say coming here is kind of like a supernatural experience. So much so that the very first car that we're going to showcase, we're going to take a very detailed look at, is Baby from the TV show Supernatural.
I cannot believe that I am sitting in the most iconic car of my youth. Baby. But wait till you see the surprise in the trunk. This has been an absolute treat.
All right, this is cool. This is really cool. We need this car. We absolutely love how they are lighting this museum. I mean, even the use of just a single light bulb. This is haunting. This is cool. Straight from the TV show Supernatural. And wait, there's more.
Since I can't take Baby home, I just need to hug something. And you might have seen the Funkos when we first walked up. I can't leave without hugging these guys. Look how huge they are.
They're massive. Now this is how you start a video. This is awesome.
This is amazing. Just hanging with the boys.
There really is so much to see here. So let's go ahead and get started. Dive right in, if you will. We're gonna go ahead and walk the main trail through the museum. As you can see, they got different photo opportunities set up with the cars. We're gonna point out a few different things, get in some cars ourselves, take some pictures, reenact some scenes, if you will, as well as show you a few secrets of this place, hidden Easter eggs, if you will. Now wait just one moment, stop the presses. Before we move any further, we almost passed this. It is the Vespa that Pauly Shore was riding in the movie Encino Man. Now, we were just told that actually Pauly Shore was just here in Branson, came here to see this just relatively recently. We basically missed him. So the Vespa is from the movie. And this is very similar to what Pauly Shore would have been wearing in that movie, but it's not something that he wore. It's not part of his wardrobe. But let's go ahead and get a closer look at this. This is cool. Didn't expect to see something like this. It's not necessarily horror, but for somebody like us, and chances are if you're watching this and you're a fan of our channel, you have seen Encino Man. I'm not gonna lie, everything about this thing is just glorious. Can you imagine us riding through Hollywood on this thing?
With Brendan Fraser on the back.
Right? Next up, looks like we have Sookie Stackhouse's car from the TV show True Blood. Again, they have it lit so nicely. They got this like this blood red bulb inside there. If you're a fan of True Blood, you know this yellow car. Remember we were talking about Easter eggs? Anna Paquin actually signed the visor of this car. She was Sookie Stackhouse. She will always be Sookie Stackhouse. Sookie! Sadly, we can't get inside this vehicle. I wish we could though, because the inside with the light kind of reminds me of being inside a bottle of True Blood. Now, of course, here on our channel, we're all about the horror and the spooky and the strange, but they do have some other things that are not in that genre, like the Fast and the Furious series. I think this might be the most comprehensive Fast and the Furious cars in any collection I have ever seen. There's a lot. There really is a lot. So if this is your thing, come on down here and check this out. One of the things we love on our channel is do everything we possibly can to get you as a viewer off the couch and out in the world exploring. Here, it goes from off the couch into the actual cars from the movies that you love. The next car we're going to stop and talk about is from Twilight New Moon. You see that picture right there of Jacob leaning against the car? Well, if I back up, they have that actual car. All right, we kind of have to recreate this scene. We did say that we're going to do something like that, didn't we? Prepare yourself. We always talk about how in the world of Hollywood, all the actors and actresses are rather short. And in the world of YouTube, we're all very tall. And you can kind of tell, I don't know how tall Jacob is. Lautner is his name. I don't know how tall he is. I'm 6'2", and I'm already towering over top of this car, but he would have been sitting, leaning against the car like this. I don't know about you guys, but for us, it really comes down to how these things are displayed. I mean, they built these scenes, and it puts you right in the movie. Go ahead, put the camera up a little bit because there's a very menacing dinosaur right over here.
I love being here. This is so much fun. But what's a real treat for me is not only do they have movie-used cars, but they still have a lot of movie memorabilia sprinkled throughout the museum. I love seeing things like this.
They have the miniature pyramid spaceship from the movie Stargate. Looks like that's a life vest from the movie Titanic. And then the alien from Paul. I mean, there's a little bit of everything here. Again, some more Jurassic Park stuff down here. We got Jurassic Park 3, as well as Jurassic Park World.
Now, I'm gonna hit pause for a second because I really wanna talk about this prop. This is from a scene that for me was really iconic to the movie Jurassic Park. There were several high adrenaline scenes with the velociraptors, and I would say this is one of 3 scenes. For me, it's my favorite. It's where Muldoon is trying to capture the loose velociraptors in the forest, and he knows that they watch him, he knows that they're clever, he says how smart they are, and just when he thinks he has a bead on one of them, he realizes that he walked right into a trap. And the famous line that he says, "Clever girl," and then he's eaten. That's from that scene.
Basically, it's like they're hidden throughout the car museum are these displays filled with other props from movies that we all love. Hey, there really is a lot to see. And this isn't even scratching the surface of the warehouse. Right? I feel like we can spend all day here.
I don't think they understand the seriousness of what they have behind glass here. If this little critter were to get out and multiply, it would take over the whole world. It's a triple.
Walking this next part of the museum, there are a few things that we want to showcase. But before we get to that, let's just go ahead and walk this little hallway so you guys can see what I mean. And it really shows how massive this car museum is. And the thing is, like, most car museums that you go and visit, they have the same stuff over and over and over and over again. These guys, they have a massive warehouse and they're constantly changing it out. So if you come here to see the museum and then you come back like a year later, you're gonna see more stuff that you haven't seen before. All right, I'm kind of itching to point out a few different things. Now you guessed it, the car that we come back to is the hearse from Terminator 3. All right, let's get up close and personal with this. Again, with like the hidden Easter eggs of this place. If we look at the side of the hearse, you can see it is riddled with bullet holes.
Wow.
This is cool. This is cool. Oh, and yes, there is a coffin inside the hearse. I'm gonna show it in just a moment. As promised, here's a shot from the back window into the hearse, and there is a coffin. You see Jessica? Again with the lights. I'm impressed. Now check this out. Johnny Depp's motorcycle from Crybaby. Holy heckins, this is cool.
I'm touching the bike that Johnny Depp himself sat on. Not the one they rolled down the hill on fire, though.
But still cool nonetheless, right?
It's dreamy.
And look, right behind you is the movie. Yes, that's right. Jessica is fangirling a little bit. Just recently, we met up with Tracy Lords. So this is kind of cool. We're big John Waters fans.
Beat it, creep.
Looks like over here in the corner, we have Spider-Man, a cab from Percy Jackson. There's more things over there. It looks like Transformers. And then you might recognize this van right here from the TV show Stranger Things. It's Surfer Boy Pizza. Yes, they actually have a couple different vehicles from Stranger Things, not just this one, but this one is probably one of the most recognizable. Wouldn't you say so?
This is really, really cool, but believe it or not, I think there's something even cooler than the Stranger Things van. I heard you say they had the taxi cab from Percy Jackson, the Sea of Monsters, and I ran over here and I have to talk about how beautiful this thing is.
Right? The patina on this vehicle, it looks old and rusted, but no, it was painted, it was created like that. But the real joy is the interior. Now we're gonna do a few things with the camera, but Jessica, why don't you tell us about this cab?
If you know the movie, you know this cab. It is the classic three sisters, the Fates, talking to Percy about his journey. But what makes me love this car so much is that it is an actual car that they patinaed and destroyed a little bit so it had the authenticity of what it looked like in the film instead of using AI or special effects. And all the little tchotchkes are here. I think that's my favorite thing above all.
Right, look at the back.
These are all original to the film, and I just love it so much. Wow. Now you might be able to tell a little bit from watching, but this is a fully functioning, completely set-dressed miniature set. Everything is here. Everything you see in the film. Wow. No CGI needed. It's all real, and I can feel it. I feel like I'm going to the underworld. I'm going to the camp.
How cool is this? Like a museum where you can actually get inside the cars from the movies. I mean, you can't just walk through and get in. I mean, they do charge an extra fee to get in and get a picture.
Worth it, though. It is absolutely worth it. I'm so in love right now. This is amazing.
Speaking of getting up close and personal with the cars, there's a little advertisement right there that says that for $10, you can get a picture with some of the cars. The Batmobile is $20. So moving along, we have Transformers. Ninja Turtles off to the right. You can start to see some of the turtles right there. There's a little bit of everything, isn't there?
High five.
It's making me hungry. I want to eat pizza.
That's my childhood. Is Ninja Turtles.
For all of you Mad Max fans, they even have one of the motorcycles from Mad Max 2. Now, depending on where you are in the world, it's either known as Mad Max 2 or Mad Max Road Warrior. And they were telling us that the seat cover is actually kangaroo hide. It's crazy that they have this. And you guessed it, they have this nice little display set up with different pictures from the movie. There's Mel Gibson right there. with the dog, and then right over here, Vernon Wells. Now, baby girl, you said you wanted it to go ahead and touch the kangaroo hide. Go for it.
That's very soft.
Right? This is cool.
I'm surprised that there's still any fluff left to it after they used it in the film.
Let's get closer to look at this. Crazy cool, right? Now they do have another motorcycle here that we want to show you guys. So for this, we got to keep moving. Looks like this little hallway stretch puts us right past a lot of iconic cars like this Ecto 1. Now it's not screen used, but what's really cool about it, it does have a glow-in-the-dark paint to it, like a glow-in-the-dark paint job. So whenever the lights go off, this thing glows. Like I said, there's a lot of Fast and the Furious here, but I think probably what their crown jewel is this right here. It's Dominic Toretto's screen-used wrecked 1970s Charger from the original Fast and the Furious movie. Look at this. And when they say wrecked, they were not kidding. Look at this. This is cool. This is like a gem. All right. Oh, and what's even more bad booty about this, it's right behind Baby from Supernatural. Like two of the coolest black cars here. All right, it's official. If you're a fan of these movies, you gotta come to this museum and see these cars for yourself. Because holy heckins, this is cool. You could reach out and actually touch the seat, the steering wheel, everything. It's like you're in the movie. There are so many cars from the franchise here, but here's another one. Look at this. They actually have Dom's Charger from Fast 5 here. I will say that they got a little bit of everything. Let me go ahead and get it back up. Look at the back side of the car. Trying to steer clear so you guys can see it. Oh, the license plate even says Fast 5. Hopefully that was pretty smooth.
This might be the biggest treat to come and see here. They have a whole section dedicated to items that were screen worn by Paul Walker, and a lot of them are signed by him. To give you an example, they have several movie clackers, cut, action, that are signed by him. There's a map that he uses in the film, part of his seat. And this was a shirt that he wore.
Waiting for Jessica to catch up. Right over here, on the left, is Norman Reedus's motorcycle from The Walking Dead. That's right, Daryl Dixon's motorcycle from The Walking Dead. In fact, they actually have a couple different things from the show here, as well as posters. Cool, right? Getting on this thing and fighting off zombies.
I would have a hard time.
What's that?
I would have a hard time. Driving and slashing at the same time.
I think he'd be a great zombie killer. And would you look at this? There's actually a photo of him riding it. On the left-hand side of the screen, it looks like we have a cop motorcycle from Back to the Future 2. Just past that on the left is one of the replicas of the DeLorean from Back to the Future. And then right here, we have something else from The Walking Dead. So, if I remember correctly, our guide was telling us that towards the end of Rick's life, he was dying and he was hallucinating and he's having this conversation with Shane. That's where this cop car came from. It's not a real cop car, but on the inside, there is a little hidden Easter egg, something that you typically don't get to see. Rick signed it. Well, Andrew Lincoln. He signed it right there. Let me go ahead and put the camera down that way. Maybe you guys can see it. So Rick signed it here and Shane signed it on the inside a little bit. That's fun. Little things like this. Go ahead and put the camera inside. Again with the lights. Absolutely love it. I'll go ahead and shut it. So as Jessica shuts this, one of the things that tells you that this is not a real police car is the combination code that you see right there, right above the handle, this. In fact, when you watch the episode, every time they show it, they cut it off right below it, so you don't actually get to see it. Walking Dead history. Now this place is constantly changing, and they're trying to come up with interesting, creative ways to display things. So there's a bunch of hidden things. For instance, right here in the office, they actually have a Pee-wee bike. Now at some point you can come here and you're gonna see this on display, hopefully, fingers and bones crossed. But if I back up a little bit, there's something else in this room. There's a lot to look at, I mean, from Blues Brothers 2000 to pictures on the wall, but there's something else in this room that is pretty miraculous when it comes to history. You guys see it? Take a moment, look around. Don't linger too long. All right, baby girl, go ahead and move the bike. When she does this, this is gonna open up something. Right over here above the filing cabinets, there's a crumbled up metal sheet. And you see what it says? Patsy Cline plane wreckage. At some point, if they can figure out a way to display this piece of history, they will. It's things like this that make places like museums such as this one extra special. You need to come, you need to check it out, but don't say goodbye just yet because we still have more to show. This was just the museum. So we have left the museum and are currently at a secret location. Can't tell you where we are, but basically this is the warehouse to the museum, and we are currently walking through the movie car graveyard. And there's a lot of stuff here. There always is. This place is amazing, but there's a few things that we want to point out. The first one being, you see this like burnt orange color car right here? You may have seen this in a music video by Eminem. There's a car right behind it that's like this weird Frankenstein minivan slash car. That is the camera car from Better Call Saul. This one right here, this one's a little extra special because if you're a fan of the TV show Breaking Bad, this is the car that Mike died in. We all know Mike. And what's really special about this, the door is open. We had them open the door for us. But looking inside, go get the camera up here. Gotta be careful. You can actually see some of the blood stain on the seat. See it? And some broken glass in there. That's pretty wild. Just like the museum, there's a little bit of everything here. In fact, some of these cars might look familiar to you if you're a fan of the TV show Gotham. And right over here we have a minivan that says Josie and the Pussycats on it. Right behind that, you can see it's like a bluish van with a cracked windshield. This is from one of my favorite movies. It's the interior shots from the movie Cable Guy with Jim Carrey. Oh yeah, and right behind it, you see that tan van? That's Frank Sinatra's RV. Let's go ahead and get over here. That's cool that they have this. Again, a little bit of everything, right? How about this car? Does it look familiar? If you're a fan of the movie Falling Down, it probably does. This is the car that Michael Douglas was driving at the beginning of the movie when it breaks down and it pretty much catapults the entire movie. Such an amazing movie. So they have that here too. There's some El Caminos over here. So I want to take a peek inside the warehouse itself because there is something, I can see it from here. So for this, we got to walk up. We really can't go inside. There's a lot of restoration work happening. But if we peek in, look on the lift above the cars, right about the center of your screen, up towards the top. It's the Mystery Machine from Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. Standing on the ground looking up at this and talking to the owners, they did confirm that Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith have signed the spare wheel cover that you can see right there. And if I go ahead and zoom in, I might be able to see it a little bit better. Now I got a message for you, Kevin, buddy old pal. You gotta come out and see this. You gotta come and talk to these guys, come back out here, get some pictures. It exists. It still exists. Oh yeah, one more thing. You may have noticed that these two black cars might have looked familiar to you. The one on the left and the one on the right. These are from Fast 5 and Fast 10. Paul Walker drove one and Vin Diesel drove the other. So they have these as well. I'm trying to get through it. It's such a tight fit. This is cool. This is a lot of fun. Everywhere we turn, there's something very unique to look at. Like for instance, let me go ahead and open this door. This blue car right here, go ahead and get the camera in. It's packed tightly in here. This is from Wayne's World, the very end, the Thelma and Louise shot. This is the car from that. Gosh. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. This has to be like the coolest car museum ever. Honestly though, what brought us out here to the graveyard is this beast right here. From Rob Zombie's 31. You know what? They said you can come out here and you can view it. And you can go inside if you want, but you have to make sure that you've had your tetanus shots. And I told them I did, and they did not believe me, so they made me get them. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I am all caught up on it. But I can't believe that this exists. The show must go on. Look at this. Oh my word. If you haven't seen the movie, you got to see it. It's a doozy, that's for sure. You guys ready to go inside? Got to hold the camera and open it. Whew. It doesn't want me to go inside. Going ahead one more time. This time, keep it open. No, it's going to shut behind me. It's all right. It is okay. So in we go. Oh my word. It is hotter than sin in here, that's for sure. But everything that you see are actual props from the movie. Oh, geez. This is crazy. This is bat crap crazy. Go ahead and turn around this way. You know, whenever we visit places like this, or things like this, It makes whenever you watch the movie again, it makes it all the more terrifying to watch. Look at that, right on the back of the seat. Let me get a little closer. Look, there's the butterfly stickers, as well as some postcards and pictures right up here. Oh my word. Another place I never thought in a million years that I'd actually get to visit or actually be inside. And yet here we are. Didn't even know that this even existed until, we started talking to the Celebrity Car Museum, and they said, you probably want to come out to the graveyard. And they had me there. I was like, whoa, wait a second. Graveyard? And they said, yes, we have Rob Zombie's 31 truck and a bunch of other kooky, creepy stuff. You probably want to see it. And I said, sold. It is currently like 91 degrees. It feels like 300 degrees. Jessica's in the air conditioning in the car because of her heart condition. And I'm sweating. Look at my arms. But I had to walk through this. And I want it. So we saw the museum. Here's the graveyard. This monstrosity. But believe it or not, we have one more thing that is a heck of a lot cooler than, well, you're just gonna have to see it. And for this, I have to hand the camera over to Jessica. Get ready.
Look what we found. I think this is the Jeepers Creepers truck, but odd coincidence, I can't find Michael. I think he might be in the back.
What am I gonna do with this body?
Michael, what are you doing?
Well, every 23rd spring for 23 days, it gets to eat, and I'm hungry. Food. What do you think I'm gonna do with this? In the truck, it goes. Now, this isn't the screen used truck. It is a replica, but holy heck, it might as well have come straight from the movie itself, because it is filled with all this nasty, nasty stuff, including lunch, which is right there. That little body right there. We have so much fun doing this kind of stuff. The fact that we are in the back of the Jeepers Creepers truck is just blowing my mind. At some point, this could end up in the museum. It is owned by the same people. It's just kind of too big and too, you know what? I'm gonna say it's too horrifying. Is it too horrifying? I feel like it should be in there. We got to see it. This is creepy as heckins. It's Jeepers Creepers creepy as heckins. That's a mouthful. With that being said, thank you for joining us on another grim adventure, this time from Branson, Missouri. Happy Halloween.